Hey guys, Stephanie here. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. What's going on? Not a lot that's positive. I hope you all have a great Christmas and you're going to have a happy new year for sure, of course. All right, so I had a friend ask me earlier, a question about something that I was watching. I was like, well, it doesn't really even matter because you could pretty much tell the end of, you know, the plot, what's going to happen at the end, because they're basically telling you from the very beginning. Well, that's what's happening right now, and people don't even realize it. Like all over the world, they're starting COVID lockdowns because of all this crazy weather. We have to have climate lockdowns, because that is going to solve everything. And with climate lockdowns that are going to start happening, and they're going to roll out in 2023, don't worry. If the government's going to give you a set amount of credits you can have, and if you're going to go over them, you can buy more. Don't worry, you can buy more. You could just buy some credits to travel. Meaning, like, if you have to go somewhere and you're over your monthly allowance, you have to, figure out what kind of transportation you're going to use, and if you can afford carbon credits or not. That's what I think a lot of people are not understanding. There's going to be a system to where they calculate and they keep track of your every move. That's your carbon footprint. Your carbon footprint is going to go on to also, what are they pushing for? Your digital ID and a social credit score. They've been pushing for this for a while, to where if you're not a good citizen, they cut your credits. To where even now, Biden signed into legislation to where they have a kill switch in cars. To where, like, say you did something you're not supposed to do and you didn't pay your ticket or your fine or whatever, there's a kill switch that the government has, and they can just turn your car off and you can't move it at all. It's not moving. Like, it's not going anywhere. Okay, and so if you see where it's going, they advertise like the crash the markets and all that right now, and they're doing all this crypto stuff. Why? Because we're moving into full digital currency. This is all part of a way bigger plan that majority of people don't even see. So this is how it's going to go. They've already been advertising, like, live in small houses, quit your job, basically everybody in your little RV around the country, live bill free or whatever. Yeah, that's all good. But they're making these smart cities, right? And basically you can get to anywhere you need to go within 15 miles. There's stores, there's everything. I think, a couple million people can live in it. And I'm thinking, like, God, it's kind of like a prison, because if you want to leave or whatever, you have to have certain, clearance. You have to have certain permissions, and you got to pay for it too. So it's like Kylie Jenner can go to that, smart city, and she can leave the smart city. You cannot, especially if you've been a bad citizen. See where I'm going with this? And majority of people don't put two and two together, but it's kind of like they advertise things for what's good, right? But do you really see them actually ever doing things that are positive and beneficial toward humanity, or furthering things like, oh my God, we need to give billions more to Ukraine because they're all going to die? And it's like, okay, America's literally, like, dying right now. We're all, like, suffering, but they don't care. They don't. It's all done by design. Just like in France and Paris right now, how it's all looting, burning. Paris will be the number one first smart city hub. This is all being done by design. They have to go in and destroy everything, take it all down, so they can rebuild it and call it their own and charge you for it. I've never seen anything like this in my life, but I've never seen so many people who are so blindly willing to follow it. Just like, no phase, no nothing, just willing to follow the herd, because, nothing to see here, guys. And also, like, Klaus Schwab just came out, and he's talking about how, in order to, save the planet, how, like, in China, they did a legislation to where they killed all the cats and dogs. So Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates are now pushing for what? Yes, our pets, Americans' pets, are causing too much, climate disruption. and we shall, kill the pets. That's what they're. No, that's not a conspiracy, and that's what bothers me. Like, majority of people are like, oh, that's not true. No, they literally say this in videos. Like, this is their plan. But then you have the fact checkers missing context. Missing context in what? Like the tone, or like how it was, like the lighting? What do you mean? It was literally direct, on point. You told us what you're gonna do. We see you doing it. We're not that stupid. And it's literally in front of people's faces and they don't see it at the same time. And it's like these people walk around, they act like they care about life, like they care about people, and they want to help this person, they want to help that person, all in the name of diversity. And they want things to be equal, and then to do this. No, they don't really do anything for anybody. They just screw people over. That's all they've been doing. And it's both parties at this point. It's not just Democrats or Democrats versus Republicans. It's both parties. Both parties are garbage. I'm sorry. But I bought into the Trump crap too. And it's like I wanted to believe he was a good guy, but I mean he had plenty of time. Not only that, he was behind, he still brags about the vaccine stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, there's been a lot of things that are weird. I've said in other videos, and people get mad at me about this, but I think it's controlled counter opposition. I think DeSantis is the same thing. I think the powers that be are going to keep pushing through with all they're doing, and they're going to keep you distracted with these, nominees. Here goes Trump versus DeSantis, and you're going to have the left-wing media propaganda going nuts, CNN, you're going to have The View, all these talk shows going crazy. It's just going to be nonstop bullshit. We already know where it's going. It's been going this way. It's been going on since Trump ran for his first fucking election. Like his first term. We've been dealing with this since his first term. Nothing has changed. Nothing's gotten better. Period. It's gotten worse. A hell of a lot worse. We're disintegrating. Like, if we were to play, the game of, don't step on hot lava, we would all die. Because there's nowhere safe to step anymore. Because we're all looking around for people to save us instead of looking how we can save ourselves. And that's the big thing. It's survival. Okay, these people, they view you as peasants. You're nothing but a fucking bottom feeder to them. But you cater to them. So, at the end of the day, you'll end up exploited and used just like everybody else. And you have to ask yourself, how will I survive that? Because we all know they leave people hanging. Democrats leave people hanging 99.9999%. That's it. They fail everybody every time. But they'll keep stringing you along, throwing you some breadcrumbs, just to keep you hoping. And they prey on people who are weak and vulnerable. And then other people, they want to call, they want to label everybody conservative or Republican. It's not that. It's more I see you, bitch. I see what you're doing, and it's wrong, and you're a liar, and you're full of shit, and you're evil. It's not really a political thing. It's a spiritual thing. There's a lot of bad stuff going on, and we keep looking in false idols to save us from what's happening. When in reality, we should be saving ourselves and coming together in a group. Because it's all rigged. It's all fixed. This has been going on forever. Everything that's happening now has been planned for decades. If you look at every major politician in power, their kids are also somewhere starting out in office. It gets passed down. Okay? Just like celebrities. Angelina Jolie, her dad was an actor. Majority of all major actors or actresses, their family have somewhat been involved. So you've been kept in this cage of all this stuff, but in reality, you're just a pawn. You're just a piece of bottom feeder fucking carcass. That's how they see you. And that's why I never understood why people were like, oh, I gotta go get my next booster, or now they have this and that. It's like it's exhausting. It's really fucking exhausting. Especially when you have your best hopes and you're trying to do what's right and do the best thing to make people see something, and then they turn around and they're a dick to you about it. It's like, yeah, you don't deserve it anymore. I will never support you. All right, another fun fact. Okay, so I think I even called this another video I did. Like when I first started doing YouTube videos, actually, I talked about the what got me in like politics and all that. I was like in 5th grade. I was watching a documentary on JFK, and I was like, I want to research that. Someone killed him. Like, I was obsessed with this thing, and it finally comes out to this day. And my oldest son was like, "Mom, you were right. You were right." And that felt really freaking good though, because I didn't feel like a complete fucking total fucking whack job. Because most people think you're crazy when you talk about this stuff, but it ends up becoming true. But at this point, there's so many conspiracies that have come true in such a short amount of time. They're in like denial, and I don't think they're ready to admit they were wrong. So it's okay. I'll give them some time. I'll give them some time. All right. Well, I love you guys. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm exhausted. I was wrapping presents every day for a few days until like 4 in the morning. Plus shopping, doing all that crazy kind of stuff. Now I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Have a great New Year. Love you guys. Bye.